Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Dr. Stone Season 2, which is on episode 2, or Dr. Stone Wars on episode 2, or just on episode 26 of the overall total number of episodes, 24 episodes in the first season, and now on to the second episode of Season 2 of Stone Wars of Dr. Stone, so yeah. Anyways, this episode looked really simple. I don't think there's nothing more I could really give out depending on the situation, but there is some simple explicit information I could maybe talk about a bit. I mean, compared to freaking yesterday with Log Horizon and everything else all considered, my gosh, I think I nearly had a brain dead explosion if anything. But yeah, anyways, let's just get this recap started. We have to it that it looks like to me, everybody seems to be going with the plan, And Senku's plan is to distract Homer enough for Gen and everyone else, such as Gan, Chrome, and Magma, to deliver the cell phone in time to make sure make sure that Taiju and Yuzuriha get their hands on it, so they can contact each other. Eventually, we have to it that Homer fell for the bait, and she pretty much is not going to be... She wasn't trying to be killed at all by Kohaku and the others. They're trying to capture her without any bloodshed, Because that's the main goal. I mean, in the first episode, it shows a lot of what Senku is, He wants to do this without bloodshed and possibly, make a good impression with, Rudy-chan, Which is Kohaku's older sister. That is the big thing. I mean, this is where, it becomes tough, I mean, you want to win without bloodshed, but in terms of reality and in the real cruelty of the world, when you gotta fight, you gotta fight. And sooner or later, you can't always keep your hands clean no matter what. That's the nasty part about how life goes, But that aside, being off topic all the time, we have to it that Senku does manage to, capture Homura-chan in a certain way. He uses a flashbang, which apparently is used by boil seawater to make bittern, and then melt it down, you zap it with electricity, you get magnesium, and then you shove in the light bulb, you're done, you get a flashbang, Except it doesn't kaboom everywhere. It's like a light bulb in it, etc. So pretty much flare making. And of course Senku does capture her, but unfortunately for Senku himself, he's super weak. Let's not forget, this guy is the smartest man in the series, but let's not forget that he's super duper weak when it comes to physical activities, It's the sad thing when it comes to certain characters, They have to have a certain weakness that makes it interesting and just maybe somehow hilarious, Eventually, Homura does escape, and Kohaku suggests that maybe we have a chance to possibly kill her. But Senku says, "Oh, you're not gonna have to do that, And when Kohaku mentioned that, that's kind of a real nasty thing, because when you're taking the life of a human being, it's not supposed to be that simple. And even if it is, it's gonna this can affect you mentally, depending on what kind of person you are, I mean, there's a lot of crazy effed up people around the world, but hey, it is what it is. But that aside, we have to that Senku and Gen will later on contact with each other through Morse code, And when it comes to Morse codes, those things could be very complicated. Sometimes you really gotta pay attention what they mean, because one little small detail you mess up on, it is done, game over, and it's just bad news for you, that kind of thing. Just speaking my mind. That aside, we have to it that Homura realizes that she's being tracked down by these kinds of dust, that Senku placed on her. He will later on use a UV light or something, etc., or just a black light in order to track her down, because she has these markings on her, thanks to the combination of nickel, glass, and barium to help out how to make this, And eventually, it's about doing a pincher attack here and there, etc. It was kind of funny here and there. But that aside, we have to it that Homura-chan does catch up. Homura-chan does catch up to Gen. Let's see here, Gen, Chrome, and Magma. But unfortunately for her, she fell for the bait where Chrome's going to make a communication device. And unfortunately for her, like I said, she fell for the bait and nearly got herself killed. But fortunately for her, she gets captured by Kohaku. But unfortunately, at the same time, she's captured. And they all go back to the base of science, with Homura all tied up. sucks for her, but hey, man, I mean, like, when it comes against mental strategy, etc., it's really easy just to fool a person in terms of warfare, and that is the nasty reality of war. You gotta do everything you can to win, right? Yeah, but that aside, we have to it that Chrome, Magma, and Gen ends up being led into a freaking like place with a lot of freaking like stones, you know? And that's Statue of People. And those are the people that Tsukasa's trying to build his army on. And it's kind of like Magma wants to cut off the arms and legs so they could be useless, you know? But Gen, on the other hand, tells him to stop otherwise, you know? Because these people are innocent, and for the time being, they haven't done nothing wrong. If we do something stupid now, guarantee it's going to affect everyone else later, you know? That aside, let's see here. Chrome agrees, and they end up having to find Senku's grave, and they try to dig in some things, you know, but unfortunately they find some kind of stone that's in the way. But later on, they made one. Magma ends up breaking a stone that's in the way with this axe, and then it was like, holy freak, we gotta hurry up and bury this! And Magma, Chrome, and Gen is like, hey man, everything's okay, right? But Gen's like, hey man, there's one guy who has very good super hearing, you know? And unfortunately, they do get shot by an arrow, but not in a fatal manner, and they end up running for their freaking lives because he's shooting arrows from a range point, you know? It was so hilarious that they managed to like get away in the nick of time while this guy in yellow clothing and an arrow, which he specializes in, ends up saying, I'm pretty sure I heard someone, you know? I'm like, he's not wrong. I guess he's a little too late on that, you know? So whatever the case may be, it's already too late. They managed to escape, and we have to it that like Kohaku's concerned about the device that he made for Taiju and Yuzuriha, you know. But Senku's like, don't worry, they will find it. They're not that ridiculous. When the time comes, I would know. By that time, Taiju realizes something is up. He ends up finding it, and they end up having to like call Senku through the cell phone, and then like Taiju and Happiness, a lot of you are happy to hear Senku's voice where Taiju says, Senku, what's up, man? And then, like, Senku's like, oh my gosh, this has been so long, I could cry right now. And that was an emotional scene, you know, because you got to have to understand, Taiju and Yuzuriha have been separated from Senku, even though they had a reunion for a bit, for a little while, and then they had to stay away, and then they end up having to stay away for a bit because, you know, whatchamacallit, they have to, like, be Tsukasa's, like, mole in his empire, you know, to see what's going on. And they made Senku's grave to make it look like he's dead, and they visit him now and then, you know. So yeah. Anyways, I thought this episode was really nice, you know. In a simple way, it's like chasing Homura-chan because, you know, she's a scout, you know, and she's a gymnast acrobatic, and that shows what goes about her abilities, etc. Like agility, flexibility, and talent, you know, training of talent. Yeah, like I said, Homura-chan does get pinched in the end, and he gets captured while Taiju and Yuzuriha pick up Senku's cell phone, and they end up finally contacting him, you know. And next episode, it looks like to me, we're about to like enter another crazy place right now, that's called Call from the Dead. So this is gonna be hilarious in many ways to warn, but we're gonna have to find out how this is gonna work out, you know. So I thought it was a pretty nice episode, you know, funny stuff here and there. Looking forward to the next one. Well, I think we're going to start Stone Wars very soon, but wonder who's going to win, you know? Senku's big brain of Science Kingdom, or Tsukasa's major physical, like, army that relies on a lot of crazy talent of physical strength. We'll find out. Oh, yeah. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot toot.